Hey y'all, welcome. So click like as you get into the chat, say hello. Okay, so a lot of people have asked the question, what about love? Where does love fit into all of this? What if I want a real relationship that is loving and all that lovey stuff, romantic, but I also want the money and I also want to be treated like this and I also want to not work. How come you can't have it all? This is one of the main questions that a lot of ladies ask. You can have it all. And I've done this video because I feel like a lot of people don't realize what love is and what they already have. A lot of times we are definitely distracted. So, y'all click the like button if y'all are in here, sprinkle, sprinkle. And I see y'all, appreciate you. And y'all can comment and say anything you like. I'm going to answer questions a few minutes into the video, but definitely say hello, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, so we're also talking about like what love is. So I'm going to try to give my personal definition of what love is to me and what I've experienced thus far, as what love feels like or is. So, and y'all can chime in and let me know what y'all feel love is as well. Just let me know. So I feel that love is something that you can't buy it. Okay, that's definitely the truth. You can't buy love. It has to be given, and it has to be given because the other person feels a certain way about you. Okay, it can't just be given, it can grow out of something else like a strong like or a connection, but it has to be given and it can't be purchased. Okay, so when a lot of women marry, let's say for money or for stability or for some other reason besides the quote unquote feeling of being in love, that doesn't mean that she will never love or that she does not love that person. It just means they have the potential to be loved by her, or that love can grow in this relationship or environment. So when people always ask, what about love? Or can you have love? Yes, you can have all of that. It does not mean it's the same thing as you guys who are young and get into a relationship with someone who doesn't have a lot of money, and throughout the years, your finances grow. It's the same thing, but it's the opposite. Someone may get with somebody with money, and over the years, instead of finances, only finances growing, the love also grows. So, if you can't understand why some people marry for different reasons, then wrap your head around how people marry broke people and then their finances grow. It's the same thing. People who have money but don't have the amount of love that some people may have toward each other while they are in a relationship or when they marry. It doesn't mean that it also cannot grow. So, um, and usually it's because that person or the people in the relationship have proven themselves and have been there through thick and thin and da 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 da. Because, when you take any type of a marriage vows or when you take any type of promise vows or whatever, what you do is you're promising stuff that you don't know that you could do. So, love is actually trying your best to stick to whatever you said you would, even if you mess up and don't. But to remember, that it's no one is perfect and to keep growing. So love, make sure, like when you think about love, it's not just romantic love because that's just romance. You can get a romantic ambiance with objects, candles, lighting, and music. That has nothing to do with love. Okay. But what love is for me, it's something you can't buy and you can't get rid of. It's like once somebody love you, that's it. They love you for life. Okay. And no matter what you do, no matter how bad you mess up, they may not like you anymore. They may not want to be, in your presence, but they will always love you and they will always continue to wish the best for you. And they will always continue to want to see you thrive and not see you hurt or da 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 da. That's real, true love. Even if things don't work out between people, it doesn't mean there's no love there. So if you are the type of person that really understands that you already have love, you have it from family members, you got it from yourself, you have it from exes, if they if they ever loved you, you have it from children, um, parents. So make sure you understand that you're not seeking out something all the time that you've already been had. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lisa C. Sprinkle Sprinkle. You feel like you lost your chances with this rich and influential man because you asked him for some money too early. I didn't ask for that. Then he wasn't for you, babe. Sprinkle Sprinkle. uh, because if they really like you, they will and if they feel something between you, and if there's like an inkling of a feeling that you will definitely be in someone's life for a long time. When you have that feeling, the other person will pick up on that too, and they will have no problem giving you what you need. So the feeling may not have been mutual. He might not have felt that you were the type of person that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to know it's no hard feelings. Like if that person did not want to comply, or he thought you asked too early, or he thought you were too entitled, and da da da, then you think more highly of yourself than he did. And sometimes our confidence and our belief in ourselves is a lot higher than a lot of the people that we deal with, even if they have money. So you have to make sure that you understand that some people can't comprehend your level of confidence and self assurance. And we, as women, we know our own value and worth. And if men don't recognize that in the beginning, or as you say, too soon, then when will they recognize it? Sometimes, men have to take a chance sometimes because they never know. But if they don't, then, no love lost. It's just what it is. So just make sure that if you feel like your confidence level is too high, then maybe you're dealing with some insecure men. Okay. So make sure, if you're sensing insecurity in some of these men, because even men with money are insecure. First of all, a lot of men who have money are insecure that women only like them because of their money. And so their insecurity is increased due to the fact that they feel like their other qualities may be being overlooked or not as good as the qualities as a man who doesn't have as much money that can pull the same type of woman. So you have to understand that sometimes, even though a man does have money, sometimes he is insecure, especially if you ask for money too soon. It's just allowing, like I said, women are way more mature mentally than men. So we know what we want straight up the back. We know what kind of relationship we want. We know the type of man and his potential and what he could do. And so a lot of times we just want to get to the good part of the relationship and move past the little small talk. So a lot of times men are not as focused on getting into the relationship and moving into the good part of it, and the small talk and things like that may have an impact on his how he feels about himself. So if you are dealing with an insecure man with money, mention things that you need versus asking, and see if they come through. Okay. um Otherwise, I'm not, move on. It's not for you. Okay. Yes, you will grow to love a man who enhances your life. Exactly. When a man can enhance a woman's life, the love for her own life, as well as who is enhancing that life, increases. And so you're more likely to have real or true types of bonding and love, the more you do for a certain person, than if they already came in and have done everything for themselves, you see, because then you're going to have to outdo them. You understand? This is why a lot of independent women relationships are either very one-sided or they don't work, because she's already done everything for herself. And so her love can't truly grow and appreciate what you're doing for her as a man. So a lot of times these independent women, they're seeking more validation and not love. Uh-oh, Samira, sprinkle, sprinkle. And as you can be an independent woman, but also allow a man to provide for you and keep your own money. But it is hard for, if you are a successful woman and you can do a lot of things for yourself, the type of man that you are, dealing with is going to have to do more for you than you normally do for yourself. So that is what a lot of people are hung up on. And then they think about, well, where's the love in this? Can you reach that level to gain the attention, to gain the admiration, to gain the respect in order to get to the love part? You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys can't reach those standards. So, they're just used to, if let's just say you're a girl, a woman, a young lady who doesn't have anything, who's basically living from paycheck to paycheck and barely making it. If some rich guy gave you money, or bought you a purse or whatever, you may feel, oh, he really likes me, or I could be in a relationship with this person, or da da da. But if you can buy all those things for yourself, or you already have them, it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys feel like they're underappreciated because the woman who wants nice things, like if you see a woman who already has bags, purses, and a nice car, bypass all the little stuff and go for something major. You know what I'm saying? Like, get to the car dealership, do something, sprinkle, sprinkle. Go look at houses, go look at condos, go big or go home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women who already have certain things, and they love themselves. In order for them to really love a man who has money, they have to love her with all that they have, which means they have to invest not just time, but also money. Okay, not just time, but also money. Like, oh yeah, let's walk around and hold hands, and I'm rich and I could be anywhere in the world. Yes, yes, but I'm here with you. Okay, now what else do you have? Because I can walk around by myself and I could be anywhere in the world too. You know. Um so a lot of times people often confuse love with validation or the romantic type of feeling. Love is doing what you need to do in order to make that other person feel loved. Okay. And just like you love your kids and you do anything for them. Um, you know, um, and when you do stuff that they can't do, when you make grand gestures for your children, when you get them something major as a reward or just to say I love you, that feeling, also you feel good about it and you feel nice about it and you feel the love from giving love. So if men really want the love and to feel love, then they need to give, okay, without insecurity. Just like a woman. If if a man asks a woman to, oh, okay, make love to me, because a lot of men associate love with sex. Make love to me, give me some, right? If a woman were to lay down with a man and say, okay, well, um, this means I love you if I give you some. Okay, but if you have money, you can go get it from anywhere. Okay. What love represents is if I give you some and because I want to and I like to and it makes both of the people feel good, then great. That's more of a love than an obligation. You know what I mean? If you feel obligated to give it up to somebody because they gave you some money, that's not going to be love. And this is why a lot of these men who buy stuff for women and spend a lot of money on women don't feel loved, because then they feel like the woman is either paying them back for whatever they've done, or they are obligated to sleep with them. But that's not it. Um, because a woman can get all your money and never sleep with you. They can come up with all the excuses I've given on this channel, okay, to get out of it. So y'all have to realize it doesn't mean that they love you. It means there's a potential for growth in love. They took it to the next level. But at the same time, it never has to go anywhere unless both people are secure enough for it to get there. And a lot of times, this is when, like, after, like, a lot of women write me, well, what do I do if I gave it up and, things aren't going right like they used to? Either you should have never given it up, or one of you were too insecure to move forward. Okay. Or they got what they wanted and they weren't seeking what you were seeking. Would it would it be okay to for a guy to would it be okay for a guy that every other girl thinks is ugly, but only you find attractive? Sure. I mean, like, a lot of men, so many women have told me some guy was cute and I thought they was disgusting. So, you can have your different tastes. Okay. Mhm. You said you crave affection from your husband. You already told him how you feel. He barely has made an effort. He buys me everything, but I need more. I stop all affection towards him. I hope he gets the point. I don't like. I feel like I, I guess get a pet, baby. Give your affection to a pet, because honestly, like, if you can't make someone affectionate, if that's not who they are, you can't make them that way. They don't want to be that way. They didn't grow up that way. They're never going to be that way. Maybe they didn't get affection as a child as much as they should. So y'all get a pet, baby. Okay? Give that give that animal the affection. You can get a cat or whatever. Give that animal all your affections, or I don't know if y'all have kids, but put all of that into someone that will appreciate it and return it. Okay. You said your husband did the same thing to you and found out he was cheating. Okay. Well, if they're normally giving you affection and then they stop, that could be a sign. But if they've never done the affectionate thing, then don't even worry about it. Should you still be affectionate towards him anyway? If you feel like you should, it, it sounds like you're feeling obligated. You know what I mean? So if you feeling obligated, then maybe you should think twice. Uh, if it's not because you want to, then don't do it. Okay. Advice on not feeling that spark you did in the beginning, but he fully provides. You're never going to always feel that spark in the beginning. It's not going to be there, because is a spark always there when the fire is burning, or is it a fire? Or is it, just, an ongoing thing? You can't have a spark other than in the beginning. Okay. um, that spark is what brings you together. And then after that, it's up to you to keep the fire going. And remember, it's not a spark. If you're keeping a fire going, it's the same amount of burn. There's no extra. You can make the fire hotter, but it's still going to be the same fire. but the spark only is in the beginning. So you're never going to have that spark that you once had. You're never going to have it. Okay. Do any of you ladies have advice on moving forward after making a mistake? Just move forward. Just like every time you have a job and you quit or get fired, you don't sit around thinking about how you could have kept that job or done better on that job. You just go get another one and you keep it moving. Right? If you keep thinking backwards, then why? Unless you have fond memories of that job and you like the job, then it doesn't matter. But it, never see anything as a mistake if you've learned and grown from it. hmm And that's how y'all need to think, you know. Keep it moving, darling. There are no mistakes. There are only things that you claim are mistakes. Okay. What is a mistake anyway? Something you did that you didn't meant to do, but you did it because you made a choice to do it, then you meant to do it. All right. How do you know if it's love or lust? Okay. The difference between love and lust. Love is when you feel like you can grow and depend on a certain person and they can depend on you for the same thing. Lust is when you just want to physically be with that person and not care about anything that they're thinking, anything that they're interested in, you don't want to know about anything up here. It doesn't matter. Oh, serenely sprinkle sprinkle. Appreciate you. It's just the physical act, and when you're done, you're interested in something else or not as interested in the person for even further after that, unless it's for more physical interaction. Oh, welcome new member, sprinkle sprinkle. Sorry, serenely. Um, she is a new member. I appreciate you, sprinkle sprinkle. Thank you, Jay Boopsy. Jay Boopsy's a member in the house. So thank you for reminding me, sprinkle sprinkle. I got caught up in what I was explaining. Can men go from putting you on a pedestal to loving you? I don't know. It depends on why they love you and what they want to do for you and if you're going to accept it or not. Because remember, like love is love has to be accepted for it to be, you know. Otherwise, you know how they say, oh, you're going to be in love with yourself if you love, oh, Didi's alchemy, sprinkle, sprinkle. You're going to be in love all by yourself unless the other person is there with you. hmm Yes, welcome J9 to all new members, sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate y'all becoming members. I appreciate it. How to ask a guy that I'm in on a date, but he's into me to sponsor me in a mentorship class. How to ask a guy that I'm not dating, but he is into me to sponsor me. I don't like honestly. I don't even like. What kind of mentor are you talking about? Like, to me, like I don't like those languages. Like, there's certain words that I don't really like. Like, if someone's gonna mentor me, it's gonna be an unspoken mentorship. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like they're going to care enough to help and say things to me or give me advice that I need and da da da. It's not gonna be an agreed upon thing. It's gonna be because they want to. You know what I'm saying? There's people that will ask for a mentor. I don't like that. It needs to be natural. Like naturally, someone wants to do that for you. Otherwise, it seems like an obligation and a task, and then people will view that as something like, okay, well, I don't really want to do that. I never really wanted to do that in the first place. I was just being nice and said such and such. And such. It needs to be natural. I don't like the fake mentor stuff. It's like back in the old days, if somebody wanted to mentor you, they just took you on because they liked you. Otherwise, it's like a job you ain't getting paid for. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Sure, if a guy tries to impress you but doesn't approach you, how would you deal with it? How's he trying to impress you? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he ain't approaching, what he doing? Twerking somewhere? That's not gonna work. How do you think it matters when you meet? Do you think it matters when you meet a man like at a bar versus other places? It just depends on how. Like for me, you got to be smart. Like you can't impress me unless you got some brains. You could be cute, you could have money. I might take the money, but I need somebody with some brains because like once I start to talking and you don't understand what I'm saying, I find even if I'm not the smartest person, I find people that are less intelligent than me a turn off, especially if it's a man. So they got to have some mind. How do you know if a guy is available or not? If he's gay, or if he's gay, it seems guys around. Girl, I don't know. They need to make it known. Like these days, you got to come out with a T-shirt saying I'm not gay and I'm available. You need that T-shirt. You need to make an announcement these days because everybody something. Okay, even people that's not even in the LGBT community trying to add on letters and plus signs. Okay, it's like okay because they feel left out of a community that felt left out of the masses. So you have to put a big old T-shirt and a sign that says I'm not gay, or you need to get a shirt that says straight pride. I don't know. A bumper sticker or something that say straight pride. Do they have a straight pride flag? I have no idea. But these days, that's what it takes because women like women, especially women like me, if they don't see the most, if they don't see masculinity, then they feel like I know this is politically incorrect, but if they don't see like what a typical straight man is, or there's so many people that are in the LGBT closet or whatever, they don't know who's straight or not because everybody, doing the thing. I mean, look at Lil Nas X. Everybody thought he was straight. He could still be straight. I don't know. Maybe that was a publicity stunt. We don't know. You got to put a sign up. I am straight, straight pride. You gotta tell people. Sure, should the question always be what you have done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? No, because it's never gonna be no lately. Like the question is, what are you going to continue to do for me so that I am continuously giving you the attention? That's the question. Not lately, because that means there was a pause. Okay. Oh, Monica, sprinkle, sprinkle. How do I deal with a provider boyfriend of 5 years that always cheats? He withdrew affection and attention, and he likes other women pics on Instagram, but not mine. It's starting to make me question the love, if he loved me or not. Honestly, he loves you enough to provide for you. uh, he withdrew attention and affection. He likes other pics. Honestly, he loves to provide for you. Okay, that's it. That's what he loves to do for you, provide. He don't like this, he don't love to stay faithful to you. He doesn't love to put you on the internet, on social media, but he does love to provide. So love his provisions. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Men can love you in different ways. Okay, just this is why women have to have more than one sometimes. They like, okay, this man loves me financially, and this man loves me physically, and this man loves me spiritually, or this man loves me this way, or this man loves me this way. That's why you need a whole roster because a man, like I said, you can't expect men to perform miracles. They're not going to be the picture perfect definition of a man who's going to do everything you want. Okay. But what they will do is what they can for you. So As long as y'all are married, you ain't got no ring, you ain't got no contract. Let him keep giving you that money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he loves to give you money, then you should love to receive the money, darling. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you don't, then like don't be mad at the other stuff. You getting the money. Which would you rather have? To be seen on Instagram? To be given a hug and a kiss or some money? Now, let me ask you, which one can you go to the bank with? Okay. You can't go to the bank with no Instagram photo. You can't go to the bank with no hug and no kiss, but you can go to the bank with some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You think 55 plus year old men sometimes won't approach you if you're too young, like mid 20s. It depends on if they think they're still young. Okay. So you get a 55-year-old who thinks he's still 35, he could approach you. You got to find the younger looking ones. They're more likely to approach, or the ones that think they're still hip, they would approach. If you get that old one that's wearing them pants up to here and telling stories, from the 70s and whatnot, you may, maybe the 60s, I guess they was 50, yeah. Telling stories from the 60s and whatnot, you may have an issue with them approaching you. Um, Unless there's alcohol involved, and when they get their courage up enough, they might. Uh-oh, it's act. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate you. Should you break up with your man for having a different timeline or settling down? I am 27 and want to be married by 30. Honestly, I don't do timelines for when I want to be married. I want to be married when I say it's time. Don't put a timeline on it. So for example, if you say, okay, well, I've done everything, I've accomplished all the career goals, I'm where I want, I got the car going, I got a nice house. Now, what's next? What is the next step and level in this life or this relationship? Okay, it's time to get married, time to go on to the next level. Otherwise you're just a space filler. You know what I'm saying? If you're just going to be a space filler, then at least hopefully you're getting, money and things like that, and also entertaining other options and keeping your options open so that you can move on and make a smooth transition if he decides he doesn't want to marry you by the age of 30. So I would definitely say, I don't like timelines. Look, when I might wake up at 29 or at 28 and say I need to be married now, or 25, whatever. Why wait that long? Go ahead and try to get married next year. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're gonna do a timeline, otherwise, like it just seems like if that guy knows, then time is winding up. And it's just he's gonna be starting if he doesn't want to get married to you, he's gonna be looking for something else around your 30th birthday. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I wouldn't give him no timeline. I wait till after I'm 30, and then if you don't put a ring on it, you're out surprisingly. You make it a surprise. Don't tell them. When people are caught off guard, they're more likely to make decisions that are, faster. But if they have time to plan and exit, they're not going to choose something simply because you put a timeline on them. All right. How to get an how to get a potential to give you money. We only go shopping, but so far I like some cash. Y'all keep asking the same questions. Tell him you need cash. Whenever y'all go, ask for the receipt and ask about the exchange. He gonna know hint around that you need the money. Just pick out. Look, you want him to know you want cash without saying you want cash. Just pick anything. Don't even look at it. Just look at the price. Pick out expensive stuff, bring it up to the counter, ask about the return policy, the exchange policy, and all that kind of stuff. Ask if you can get cash back if you need it. Let him hear that so he can know you just need cash. You don't care about these clothes. You want this money. Okay. If he don't give it to you, sell it on Poshmark. All right. So sometimes you gotta spell stuff out for people because they don't understand. Well, why don't I just give you the cash? Oh, really? That would be so nice. I have to do some stuff I need to do. All right. Make sure you just let him know you finna get this cash after he drop you off or you go back home. You finna turn right around and go right back to that store and get the cash. Oh, should you stop doing your baby hairs on first date? I don't know why, but these men ask me about that's because they know that's like a wig. Like honestly, sometimes like okay, so y'all know how like you get a wig and y'all do the little curly cues and stuff. Um, just because it's trending doesn't mean it's attractive. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to make sure y'all understand that. Just because it's trending doesn't mean it's attractive. Like you can do them, but don't do them to the extreme of where someone's going to ask about them. Like Michael Jackson baby hairs. I got the Michael Jackson bad right here, right here. But when you getting into the twisties and turns and swoops and stuff like that, it is a question. How do you do that? You said Michael's daughter baby hair. Ah. How can I deal with my mama who thinks I should stay on my job and take care of my provider? Who should stay in my job and take care of my provider husband? Tell your mama to come take care of your provider husband. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I mean, y'all gotta stop listening to people if they're not going to be beneficial towards you. It could be, honestly, if your mom and you are from two different generations, okay? If she think you should do what you gotta do, tell her to go do it for you because this is your life and you plan to live it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Exactly. Don't listen to that. Exactly. I don't care what you think. If you was meant to be me, you would be me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There's a young lawyer who wants to stay in contact with me. He says he wants us to chat on social media in the disappearing chat room. How do I just get to the point? Huh? How do I just get to the point? I don't know, child. Just honestly, get to the point because people people ain't got time no more for that. It's just, say what you need to say. Beautiful black swan, sprinkle, sprinkle. You're 28. This 40-year-old Marine wants to retire and put a ring on it. He has full custody of 7-year-old daughter too. How much do Marines make? I don't know, child. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Honestly, I'm not finna do nothing with nothing nobody 40 years old who's about to retire because that means he gonna have to go get a regular job somewhere who may or may not pay enough to take care of you and a child. So make sure you understand that 40-year-old Marine, all you gotta do is Google that online how much they make. And he's about to retire. That means he ain't gonna be making nothing after that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Unless he finds a job. And most people that are in the Marines or the military, whoever, they find jobs because, it says, people prefer to hire people that were in the service, but usually what they have training for, whatever they went to school for, will have an indication of what type of job they will get. So if they were just depending on what they learn in the military is depending on how much they're going to make after they get out. Okay. How do you make a man more generous? Some men carry some men can afford things but so stingy. Um Honestly, if a man is stingy, then you be stingy with everything. You know what I'm saying? Be stingy with your time, your phone calls, your conversation. You do the same thing, okay? Be stingy with everything. If they say hello, you say hi. If they say if they type out what's up, what you doing, how are you today? You just type one word. You be stingy. Let them see how it feels to be uh on the other end. Okay? You be stingy. In the military, you can retire after 20 years at any age. They go on lucrative careers already. Well, when they get that lucrative career, then y'all can talk about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Until then, no. Your new man is rich, old, and very generous. He wants to fund your. Hold on. Did you delete that? Okay. Guess you didn't want me to read it. Oh, wait, here it is. He wants to fund your entire lifestyle and move to your city. Buy condo. How do I need to make sure his bag? How do I need to make sure this bag gets secure? Don't stand in his way. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let him do exactly what he just said and prove himself. Okay? You ain't got to do nothing but continue to do what you've been doing because he already said what he was going to do. So there's nothing you need to do. Let us say, okay, well, I can't wait to see when all of your plans have been, accomplished. You escaped for your birthday. You asked for a luxury car. Your husband said not yet, and took me to Jared to buy whatever I liked instead. How do I trick him into get a new car? Buy the most expensive piece of jewelry, take it back, get the money, and then go put your down payment on the car, and give him the car note when it come in. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There you go. Or take him to Jared, look around, try on, be in there for 2-3 hours, and don't find nothing. Waste his time, girl. Be like, waste all his time and say, maybe it's because I really don't want anything in here. I just want a car. Walk out with nothing. It's gonna be hard, girl. But walk out with nothing and waste time. Then after that, he might take you to the dealership. Go in. Okay, this is how you gotta do. You gotta go in all excited, like I can't wait to see what they have. I mean, I want some new jewelry. Then go in there and don't find nothing. Be like, I really don't like this. Oh, I really don't like this. Oh, it's not really for me. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Then, like, if there's windows, look outside when you see a nice car drive by. Your attention is away from whatever it is, and be like, when you see a nice car outside the window. Oh, okay. What was I looking at? Yes, keep your focus on the end goal. End goal. And you know what? When you do what you gotta do, it usually pays off. But you gotta put the effort in. You gotta really, go to the jewelry store, look around, play the game, look around, look outside, get your car. because I'm gonna get mine. If you don't get a gift by the second date, you're out. Okay. Should you expect a gift 6 months into a relationship? I want a 70-inch TV. 6 months, you should have been had something. Girl, what the heck? You in a relationship for free? It must be love, baby. Honestly, this is why I prefer getting into the relationship and growing in love versus getting into it because I think I love someone. Because you don't know if you love them or not. You don't know if you love somebody that's been with you for 6 months who can't buy you no TV. Is that love? So, you know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it takes people 6 months to even say I love you. But if you've already said it, then they don't need to buy you no TV. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, you want him to pay for a mentorship that I want to learn from someone, personal coaching about business. I want the guy to pay that coaching for me. Any suggestions? First of all, just ask, like, honestly, maybe say it's for something else and then use it for that. You know what I'm saying? Because he might turn around and be like, well, I can coach you. And you might not want his coaching. Okay. You need to say it's for something else and then go get what you want. Girl, don't take no ex back with no upfront money or gift. What if there's another woman fighting for this man's affection? Should I compete? Girl, you don't compete. What you look like competing? You ain't on no team. You ain't in no sports. I don't like. You should never compete for no man. Just he need to be competing for you. What? No, you don't compete for a man because if he see you trying to compete and two women trying to compete for him, then he becomes the woman. No, look, you are priceless. You are all that, and you don't need to compete with anybody. Because if you try, then you look stupid. Don't compete with people. Let them compete with you, and you don't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me as I am and you don't recognize all of this, that ain't my problem. That's your problem. And I don't have to compete. That's what you need to think. That's how you need to think. If you can't think like that, then you ain't gonna get picked anyway. It is being picked, Misha. Don't compete, just be. Be who you are. Okay? You said never compete and never let him compare you to another woman. Exactly. If you comparing, then you don't need me, baby. You got somebody. If you got to compare me to another, then you must not know what you thought you had. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. The guy you dated disrespected you by hanging up the phone and he would get mad when I did say the right things. You blocked him. Well, maybe he was used to pick Misha, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Gotta get out. You can't. You're not gonna transform into pick Misha for him. You know, he need to adjust or go back to wherever he was. Seriously, being in a competitive to others mindset is total joke and downgrade to you. Exactly. Look, for me, honestly, like if some guy was like, okay, long time ago, if some guy was like, oh well, I'm dating this woman, and what are you gonna do to compete? Walk away, because I'm a win when I walk. Bye bye. I won because I don't compete. I'm already a winner. What do I need to compete for? Okay. but I'm just trying to give them a confidence booster on a new way to think, because a lot of times people are um, programmed to think less of themselves, and they start acting like they have to compete, or they have to do this and they have to do that in order to get some type of man. You get them faster walking away than you would competing. Okay. I don't like a man enough to compete. Exactly. This is what champions are made of. Exactly. And even if it's all in your mind that you're the best and you don't have to compete, that's where it counts anyway. Okay. Because that's how you're going to walk into every room. That's how you're going to treat yourself. That's how you're going to come across when you speak. That's how you're going to act. That's how you're going to perform in life. And if you're a competitive person, then you're always going to see everything and everyone as a competition when you stand alone and you don't have to, you know. So stand alone. There is no competition. You are a one of a kind, and you will never have to compete against someone else who is not you. And that's how you need to think. You can't compete against someone because you are not them and they are not you. I mean, sports and all that stuff for guys, that's just masculine energy trying to work itself out, because they don't we don't live in the age anymore where men have to go out and hunt and bring home the food and fight and defend and stuff like that. We don't live in that era anymore, so they have to get out their energy and ability to do all those things that are still in there from primal times. So that's why they play sports. Okay. But we don't have to do any of that. We just have to look how we look, talk how we talk, act how we act, dress how we dress. And if they want us, they can come get us. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mhm. Um, a woman rejection is the judge of your life if you're a male. Well, then don't give her anything to reject. So I say go big or go home. Like, men don't realize this, but if you watch any old movie, men used to come with big gestures because they already knew that women don't pay attention to the little stuff here and there. Like, you got to go big or go home. How long should you search for a provider? You're getting older and you have you don't search for nothing, it finds you, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Honestly, you just be the type of woman that knows that she deserves to be provided for. Walk, talk, act like it, and it will be there. Okay? You ain't got to go looking for it. It will show up, believe me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You have to remember that. It will definitely always show up if that is what you are supposed to have. So, for example, if you only deal with those type of men, if you only give your attention to that type of person, if you only have goals in life that include that type of relationship, that's what you're going to attract. Okay. Think about this. Think about some of these families out here who have money, came from money, and just because they came from money and they have money and they can't fathom a life without dealing with a man who can't provide for a woman, it doesn't even cross their mind. Therefore, they never entertain it. Therefore, they never end up with it. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't exist to them. So, for example, if you don't think that non-provider men exist in your world because you are the main character of your own world, If you don't think that they exist or have a place in your world as a partner, then they will not be there in that role. Okay. So that's how you have to keep thinking. So always only feel like it's like you're auditioning actors to fill a role, right? And what the role says is, they have to have these certain qualities about them, and they line up to audition. If they walk in that room with none of those qualities, they get told, "Thank you for coming in, goodbye." And instead, if they do have the characteristics, they get to audition. Okay. There is no entertaining what is not expected for the role. And this is what a lot of women need to think like when it comes to choosing who they're with. This will save a lot of time and energy. You don't fit the description of the role, and we're not going to be able to work with you today, sir. Goodbye. All right. Um, you don't fit the qualities. And very rare instances do women make you have to be very spectacular, and she has to see something in you that she actually wants in order for her to change her mind, but that's very rare. Can you make a video on being the main character in your own world, please? Yeah, just act like it. I can't. Okay, here's my thing. I can't imagine living my life where I'm not the main character. There, you might have supporting roles. You may have other stars in your show, but it's your life, so you are the main character. There is no way around it. You just are. I am in my life. Uh-huh. Okay, let me tell y'all how to think of yourself as the main character in a movie. Do y'all remember the opening scene to Coming to America where they were waking up the Prince of Zamunda, and you knew who the main character was in this movie before anyone said anything, okay? Because of how he was treated, how he walked, talked, dressed, how people responded to him. That's the energy of a main character with no words. Just the intro, you already know who this main character is. That's how you need to treat yourself. And that is love. That is self love, self recognition, self actualization. And when people realize that you are the main character of your own world, they will treat you like a leading role, okay? Like a leading lady. There, if you acting like an extra over there, you're gonna be an extra over there, okay? If you're competing for a role instead of knowing that you are the leading lady, if you're trying to outdo someone else in the movie, if you're trying to steal scenes in the movie and stuff like that, then you're not a leading lady, because a leading lady doesn't steal scenes because she is the scene. She is the leading lady. She doesn't have to be extra. She just is who she is. So make sure that you understand that kind of energy. That's what you have to be like. And that comes with love. That comes with feeling secure within and not having to search high and low for this love that you already have for yourself as the main character. Like, you open up any book or watch any movie, people most automatically love the main character of the story because they have to relate to them and they have to follow the story with them and they have to be on their side most of the time because that's the way the story is written. So if you are the main character of your own life and because you love yourself, then everyone else will follow suit. hmm Not being super nice all the time is good. Trying to be, you're not supposed to be super nice. You're supposed to, this is like in a movie, the main character is not always super nice. They say what they need to say when they need to say it, and then they're nice when they need to be nice. You always attract men who are into superhero movies. That means they like to rescue women, so make sure you play that damsel. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You can tell a lot by the type of movies that people watch, what they like. If they're superhero movie fanatics, they like to save the day. So give them something to save. Does rich guy treat rich girl or take rich girls for granted? Um, it's hard to please a woman with money. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. Uh, it's very hard to please someone that already has what you think a woman. So it's different. Like I explained this in the earlier video. If you have money and a rich man is trying to impress you, he got to do more for you than you will do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's impressive. But if he can just go get somebody with not a lot of money and impress them with, less and get the same reaction, usually that's what they're going to do. And that's okay. Um, that's okay. Because a lot of times men can't afford to impress rich women. They just can't do it. And even if like it may start off nice at first, but when those birthdays and Christmases start rolling around, it gets harder, baby. You can't just come up with the okey doke. You gotta be like, how am I gonna top last year's gift? You know. The older a woman is, the more she wants and has. Yeah, that's true. And it's harder to impress women that already have a lot of stuff. If you're gonna try to impress any woman, you have to major stuff, like big time stuff. And it doesn't even have to cost a lot. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, when I say go big or go home, it means think big. Think big. You can take the same amount of money that you spent on her gift last year, but think big and use it in different ways that are unexpected that she likes, you know? Um, that's it. You gotta delve into her fantasies and play some roles and do all this extra stuff because she's already has everything. So this is where the creativity comes in. Like if you see all these celebrities and movie stars and stuff trying to impress their significant other or their wife, and they have stuff flown in from different parts of the world and flowers everywhere, trails of rose petals, 18, rooms filled with flower. That's gonna get old after a while. You gotta know the person in their mind. You have to know the person to know what will be a go big or go home type of situation. Not how much something costs, but how special it is, how you remembered what they like, how well you know this individual, how much time and energy you spend on learning this person because you love them. And it's still going to be spending money, but in a more creative way. That's go big or go home. And that's how you impress somebody with the money. And that's how you impress women who already have everything, is to give them something that is not mundane and blah, but to get creative. You got to get creative in this world. There used to be this show about all these different creative proposals and how people would propose in a creative way and they would film it. Well, instead of proposing, it would be more like holidays or birthdays or just because type of situations. Like men have to go all out. I mean, women do this all the time when they plan weddings, baby showers, gender reveal party, baby showers, when they do like themed dinner parties and stuff. Women have no problem doing this kind of stuff. And this is why they have planners, party planners, and all these type of people you can hire if you're not creative. You can hire people to say, okay, well, this is something that maybe you could do. And this is, a consultant or something like that. But most men don't put in enough effort to try to impress women. They'll just go get someone that can be impressed by a purse and move on. Okay. And then a lot of times they regret that later on in life because after that woman has all the purses, she's sitting there looking at you like you don't know me at all. And then go find someone else to get to know. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Like once all the purses have been bought, once all the rings have been bought, or once all the jewelry has been bought, you still don't know each other. So definitely being creative on how to please and show a woman that you love her actually will pay off later on because y'all will know each other. And that is what keeps people together longer. And that is what keeps people able to stay interested in each other for a long amount of time. That not being given some trinkets that you already have. So, but when you're young, yeah, you don't have them trinkets, so it's a big deal. But that young woman is going to get older and her trinkets are going to grow and she will have all that stuff. But will she have grown in love with you? What did you do in between to get her attention and to know her better and to know how she feels and what makes her, her happy and da 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 besides the material things? That's what you have to really pay attention to. But men are so, you know, they're not willing to put in the effort. So that's why a lot of women are walking around saying, men don't know how to love anyway. Men don't know how to love anyway. Why? Because they don't put in the effort. And then they turn around and want you to put in effort and give them attention and give them, nurturing and all this stuff when you're not going to get it in return unless you go get a child or, have a baby or get a pet. They can't return it the same way. So this is why a lot of women do not give it freely because it's not given back. And then therefore she's not replenished. And therefore she requires some type of compensation, which is why she asks for more material items. So go big or go home. Okay. The material items are simply a pacifier for the lack of creativity and effort on the man's part on how to, how to correctly love their woman. Yes, you have to have both. Okay. There you go. How does a rich girl behave when any dusty or 50-50 guy approaches her, just like dusties do to level up? Well, she doesn't really entertain them or see them as the type of man that she will be with. I mean, we have categories that we put people in, like we will never really be with you, or oh my gosh, this could be someone I could end up with. Okay, so they don't get put into that category. They get put into what do you want? How do you want to compliment me today so that I can say thank you and politely move on? You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Truly rich people are not even in those environments or in situations. Like they don't see you as a potential. That's all I'm saying. Like, so if you are rich and you see someone that you do like and they're not, you might consider them dusty or whatnot. But especially men, like you see all these men like superhero movies. Sometimes men want to be the hero and they want to save someone or level them up to the next level and da 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 because they realize that women are able to quickly mature and change if given the right environment, and lifestyle and money and stuff like that. You can turn a woman around like that, just give them some money. But it's harder with a man to do that because a man is more likely to If they get money quickly, they're more likely to spend it on something and not know how to use it the correct way or plan for their future because, they're trying to show off and do all this stuff, flashy stuff. But women are more likely to, look to their future instead. So, mhm. That's why poor guys go abroad, but those women get tired. I don't really care about poor guys going abroad. That's not my problem. Like, at least we ain't got to deal with them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? At least they not bothering you no more. How about that? That's why you have to think about that. Like, so many women get upset. Oh, these men are going overseas to find good. That's all they can afford. Let them go. These women ain't looking for them anyway. They're looking for the green card. They don't care about them. They just want the green card. Just like we want the money, they want the green too. There's on the card for them. And then when they get here, then they go find the real money. Let them go. Let them bring them more gold diggers in. It doesn't matter. If they don't bring them back and they just go out there and do what they did, right? No love lost. I'm sure they spent some money, some American dollars, and everybody wins. Either way, the woman's getting something in return. Um, that's how I feel like it doesn't matter. Let them go if that's what they can afford. You're lucky as a woman; you don't have to leave the country to go find a decent man. Just be thankful. You ain't got to go nowhere, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, you said they deserve to be happy. They deserve to be happy. They figured out an alternative route instead of bothering you. Hey, hey, little mama. They can go do that somewhere else. And you move on. Okay. You said they're leaving the country to find poor women. Okay, well, like I said, if you like, women that have stuff are hard to impress. So American women, most of them have things, and if a Dusty has nothing, and Pick Bisha has a little bit more than a Dusty, then of course, going out of the country and finding someone with a little bit less, they're going to see him as less Dusty. So I mean, it makes sense to me, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I mean, I have no problem with that. Let them do what they want to do. It is their choice. And I mean, if things were turned the other way, if all the men here were broke and all the rich men were out in another country, wouldn't y'all be over there too? Sprinkle, sprinkle. 'Cause that's where I'll be like, "Well, where are we going? Let me get my passport." So it's like the opposite. Where are the broke women at who desperate? Get my passport. My little McDonald's, like dudes be like, my little McDonald's check going a long way overseas, baby. I'm loving it. So let them go. Dusty deserves to be happy too. Maybe not here, maybe over there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How to make friendship with rich girls to get into their circles. Uh, I don't know. I'm not a social person like that. I'm not wasting time with no girl. Oh, shoot. Get a man. Get a rich man and get in their circle. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Meet a girl while you're in the rich man circle. There you go. And then get into another circle if you make friends. So hang around areas where rich socialites hang out if that's what you're really going for. Volunteer somewhere where rich socialites volunteer or do whatever. I don't know, but I'm very, I'm kind of antisocial, so I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But when I was younger, I would hang out with a lot of different types of people, and some of them would be rich, and you just be lucky and you meet one, but you got to get up out, you got to get out there. Hang out on the rich side of town, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's it. Get in the rich frequency. Exactly. Are you shy? No, I just don't like wasting time and energy, and I feel like, I don't like social stuff. A lot of people are out here and they are just weird, like or fake or just dumb. And so a lot of times it feels like a waste of my time. I'm a little bit different. Like the regular people are not going to suffice. Like when I was in high school, when I was younger, I was only attracted to the weird guys or the very smart, weird, like just different type of people. I don't like regular. Okay. I don't like regular. Like you gotta have something different. Like it's not it's boring to me. You said you too? Exactly. Like regular is boring. Like you could have everything going for you. You could have everything. You could be rich. You could have money. But if I already have money and you boring and stuff, I'm gonna take your money. But I'm not going to take you seriously. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You like the tortured genius type, Sherlock Holmes. Ha ha ha. Sure, I care about looks because my man is older. Okay. I like Okay, you love some nerdy and strange men that are intellectually stimulating. Yeah. You like the athletic preppy guys? I don't. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like that's what I would stay away from. Like, because they're dumb, most of them. Um, they're- it's- that's the only type I don't like. Exactly. Like, yeah, they're stupid. Like to me, anyway. They also like our minds a bit more than typical Ken doll. Exactly. They're less focused on they're less focused on a lot of stuff if you're mentally stimulating. And they're like I guess they're a little bit less superficial. Yeah. Smarter man. Okay. Um, should I care about looks from people because my man is older? You should care about whatever it is you choose to care about. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't care about it, like when a man is older, they got to do a lot extra, so you can't care about it. So you don't care about it. If they're not doing enough, then to compensate the people's stares, then that's what it's gonna be. But I've explained in my older videos, if that man is giving you money, paying for everything, taking you shopping, doing all the stuff, you know, let people stare at him take you shop. Let people stare at him buy you jewelry. Let people stare at him doing all those other things. Okay, then you'll get used to it. If he's not able to, if you're not able to be like completely, showered with gifts and money and stuff in front of other people by this older man, then don't go out with him if you don't want to. That's what he need to be doing when you out with him, doing all of those things that he's supposed to do because he old. All right. If not, then go by yourself. Stay home. Do what you got to do. You are planning to move in rich neighborhood, but have might be competition. There is no competition. How many times I gotta tell y'all? Uh, Look how you look. Be the best version of yourself. Okay. You only competing with yourself. Be the best version of if you are what he wants, he gonna come get you. A man knows what he wants. Just like if you went out and there was all these men with money, right? They're not in competition with each other. You gonna see the one you want and you gonna go get it, right? You're gonna scan the room and you're gonna be like, rich man, rich man, rich man, rich man. Ooh, rich man that I want. Then you're gonna go get that one. Same as dudes. Attractive woman, attractive woman, attractive woman, attractive woman. Ooh, that's the attractive woman that I want. And they go after her. So you don't have to compete. You ain't if you're trying to stand out, what are you trying to stand out from? If he like you, he like you. If you look like everybody else, then you probably won't stand out. If you talk and think like everybody else, you probably won't stand out. So be who you are. And if they like you, they will definitely approach. Okay. Just be the best version of yourself. Just like yourself as who you are. Have your own confident level. Don't try to compete with any other woman. Just be exactly who you want to be, who you love, who you are. Da, 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 da. If they like it, they're going to come get it. Okay. If they don't like it, then they're going to pass you by and get the next thing that they like. But either way, at least you won't be wasting time or energy. Hmm. I think it's okay to date that way for a little. Just don't let them impregnate you. Okay? Please don't, unless they got some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. That should be like on a t-shirt. Like, you don't lay down with nothing that can't pay for everything. That should be like the law. Don't lay down with nothing, and don't lay down with anyone who can't pay for everything. If you doing that, you doing yourself wrong. You don't love yourself. Okay? Just think like that from now on. If you lay down with someone who can't pay for everything, you don't love yourself. And when I say everything, I mean bills, like, like lifestyle. If they can't do that, don't lay down with them, baby. You wasting time. I mean, unless you're real young and you just trying to get into the groove of, how stuff worked, stay protected. But when you get over a certain age, like you 25 and up, don't lay down with nothing broke. Okay. If you laying down with anything broke, even unprotected, if you laying down with anything broke that can't provide, if you were to get pregnant, then something is wrong. That means you don't love yourself or your future generation subconsciously, subconsciously, because you lay down with somebody broke that can't help you. So therefore, what you're saying in your mind is, I don't love myself enough to lay down with somebody who can provide and protect for me and if we should have an offspring. I don't love myself that much. I'm just going to hope for the best. No. If you love yourself, truly love yourself, then don't lay down with nothing broke, especially after a certain age when you're serious about your life. Don't do it. Okay. You said you rather have a child with an old man than a young Dusty. Me too, because yes, you're right, definitely. But what if you're ugly and have no choice because only Dusties talk to you? You always have a choice. You always have a choice. You could get cute, okay? One of the biggest fears has always been being a baby mama to a Dusty. Ooh, that's like they should make, that should be the next black horror movie. Or it didn't even have to be a black horror movie, but they're stereotypical and will make it. But anyway, you know how they got the Karen movie? It should one be called Baby Mama. It should be a horror movie with like some weird subliminal twist that no one understands except for the really deep people. So make it artsy. Um, that would be hilarious. Hmm. You pay to see that? Hmm. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Don't hang out at hood spots. Sure, can you do a video on how can we start our hold on, let me see what time it is. Okay, I'm about to leave in a few minutes. cosmetic business and made in factory or something. No, because you know why? I think there are so many videos already on that topic, and I also feel that if you just Googled stuff, you would find your answers. You know what I'm saying? Like common sense. I actually wrote a book. Let me give y'all my book, baby, because y'all know I'm about my money. Sprinkle. Here. I actually wrote a book that you can get all of that information in, and here it is. It is on Amazon. And if you are trying to become an entrepreneur in anything, here's my book. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's called How to Do What You Love. You said, how do I keep myself looking so pretty and young? I don't know. I just be who I am. That's who I am. I just do what I've always done. How do I get my guy to spend more money on me and have so much jumping out a plane to get what? We've had so much jumping out of plane together. He paid for everything, but I want him to do more and spend time with me. What should I do? Girl, stop. Honestly, want less from him and want more from yourself. This means everything you want him to do for you, for example, spend time with you, spend time with yourself, date yourself, take yourself out, go to the movies by yourself, hold, romance yourself. When he sees you doing that, he knows that the next step is either he got to do it or somebody else getting ready to come do it. Okay. That's all I can tell you. Romance yourself within his view. Dress for the occasion or dress for the lifestyle that you like. Eat off the good dishes. You know, romanticize your own life and not his. He already knows you are leveling up here and in taste and style. If he doesn't do it with you, if he doesn't help you, or if he doesn't, you know, join in, then he already knows that empty seat over there may be filled pretty soon. Okay. Just romance yourself. Do what you want him to do for yourself. If you want him to pay for stuff and stuff like that, if you have money, order the most expensive thing on the menu. Um, when y'all go out to eat. Okay, always be doing the stuff that you need to do. Lavish yourself, whether it be with products or um, just whatever self care. Lavish yourself with this, and he already knows he got to come correct, or somebody else will. Don't don't want do for you. You know this is why like if you see on all those movies and like the rich ladies and they get frustrated with their man or husbands, they go away to the weekend to the spa, whatever. They go for the spa, they go do self-care, they go get a makeover, they go shopping. Why? Because if their husband is not helping or their man is not doing anything for them, they go do it for themselves on the expense of their husband, or um if they have their own money, they go do it for themselves, and usually another man will appear and be like, what are you doing here all by yourself? Because that's usually how it goes. But honestly, if you are pampering and taking care of yourself and spending time with yourself and romanticizing your own life, that's what you're going to attract. And if it's not attracting who it's supposed to attract, it will attract someone who wants to share in that. Okay. Do I have advice on creating a full life alone, like finding hobbies? A full life alone, find everything you love, hobbies, maybe go in places and just do all of those things. And you'll never feel alone, and you might meet people along the way, but do everything that you love to do. Make each day fun. Do something different each day, or if you really love something and you don't mind doing it over and over, great. But try to switch it up and, have variety within your day and just live each day as you choose. Like if you live alone, you're free to do what you want. Mhm. What are you doing? An old sugar daddy don't want to leave his old wife. They don't have any physical relationship. Then get your money, girl. Honestly, those people are not like I was just joking about that, but honestly, when he old people don't really leave each other. Okay, one of them gonna have to go on their own. They don't really leave each other. Old people don't really leave each other because of all the investment in that relationship is wealth. Okay. All that relationship, all that energy, all the property, all the money, all the investment, all the time, all the energy is wealth. And people are not going to just leave wealth. Okay. They're going to inherit wealth. You have to understand that. This is why there's people that are wealthy and people that are rich and people that are broke because broke people are more emotional and they tend to make decisions based on how they feel in that moment. Rich people, they're smart. They may make some good moves business wise or whatnot, but wealthy people are people that build wealth. You don't have to be wealthy in order to build your money or build your wealth. They they tend to make logical decisions based on what's best for the whole family and into the future, not because they want to go stick something in somebody else or put a ring on somebody else and start all over and lose all that money. No, a lot of times men and women will stay in a relationship so their family and their children and all that will inherit what was left instead of breaking it up into smaller pieces. So they might give you money. They might pay your bills. They may pay your rent. They may do all of that, but they're not going to sacrifice the wealth that they've built that they can pass down to the next generation, you know, until they inherit that wealth. So, yes, when you truly love yourself, you love your family and your future generations as well. You don't just love you because that's a selfish type of love. And it's okay to be selfish when it comes to attention and giving yourself what you deserve. But when it comes to real love, your kids, their lifestyle, you don't want your kids to struggle. You ain't finna just make a decision because they daddy ain't doing right. I don't care if your daddy doing right. He gonna do right when he leave your money. He gonna do right when y'all don't have to struggle because all this money is gonna go to y'all. So that's what love and sacrifice and true, wealth begins with seeing the future and not breaking up wealth. Because this is where a lot of people go wrong. They be making decisions left and right and just being stupid with their emotions. Just because and when you get divorced from somebody or when you leave somebody, you still got to deal with them if y'all have kids together. So you can deal with them the same way without losing your wealth. If you want to marry this man because uh then you got to wait. you know, you got to wait or you got to get him to put your name on some stuff or buy you some stuff with your name on it. That would be smart. Rachel, Sprinkle Sprinkle, thanks for the advice. You enjoyed my videos. Oh, I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. Um, yes, old people don't leave each other. Y'all had to wait till that funeral. Y'all had to wait till them checks clear, that insurance come through, and all of that. They ain't going nowhere, child. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So unless like if the tables were turned, if it was a woman, she would probably, if the man could do way more than whatever she has writing on that relationship or whatever, then she would probably be gone. But they have to put in, they gotta do it first. She gotta have it in her hand before she let go of the other thing. Women ain't stupid. I need it in my hand, in my pocket, in a whole nother account that you don't have access to before any decisions are even thought about. Uh-huh. Oh well, I gotta go, y'all. But thank y'all so much for donating and commenting. I have some good questions today. So thank y'all for having good questions. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remember, love is loving you and all the things that come with you. And if a man really wants to impress a woman, they need to go big or go home. Okay. Um, if you're impressed by very little, imagine what they'll do after they get you less. Okay. So think about that. Love yourself enough to make a man put in effort. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.